What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're going to jump in and talk about the fourth key for the mysterious box. Now this one will not only require a forge completion at maximum temper, but also will have a few other steps that'll have us hunting materials in different activities, including old raids, so that we can finally open that box and continue unlocking its ultimate reward. So in this video we're going to break down those quest steps and the fastest way to complete them, so that we can open up this box and see what's inside, so let's jump into it. Now before we get into this guys, I should mention the final key for Mysterious Box will arrive alongside or shortly after the launch of Niobe Labs, and I wanted to put this video together now as a quick guide, especially for the Watcher lenses that will need to be collected in Leviathan as part of this quest. This does take a little bit of time and I want to get to the good stuff as soon as possible when it comes to the launch of this quest, but if you are super clued up on the Underbelly of Leviathan for example, then you probably won't need this video. However, we will cover the location of all of the Watchers and the best route to run, as well as accessing Underbelly for those who want to refresh or are newer to the game, so let's break it down. So, of course, right now we have the Mysterious Box. We're not entirely certain of the reward for this, but there is a lot of community speculation that it'll be the Izanagi's Burden Sniper. Of course, the box has 4 different keys, and we currently have access to 3 of the keys via the first set of forges by achieving maximum temper. The final key, however, the Black Armory Key, will be a little more effort than that, which we'll cover in a moment, but when the box opens, it'll actually award us quest progress, so it is essentially the beginning of a longer quest line to ultimately get the reward. So the final key, this is the Black Armory Key. This one won't drop like the other 3, but will actually come from a mold. Now the mold will most likely drop in Niobe Labs, or the 4th forge, Baguzia, when achieving maximum temper. So essentially the mold will drop in a pretty similar way to the other keys, but once you have the mold, you will have a series of other steps. So firstly, you will have to harvest a material that comes from all of the Watchers on Leviathan. We'll talk about that in more detail in a moment, but the second step will require us to hunt down a material called Glimmering Amethyst. This is going to drop in supply caches, public event chests, as well as strike chests, and we will need 200 of these materials. It's pretty likely that the most efficient way to do this would be to run public events on Nessus or the European Dead Zone, but then to also run a ghost shell with the cache detector perk for that location. So of course you can loop around, do a whole bunch of public events. EDZ and Nessus tend to be the best for this because they have a lot of events going on, and during that process you can also grab chests in those locations. Of course, if it does turn out to take a really long time, then we could try running strikes to see which drops the most materials. But finally, once again, we will have to go into the newly unlocked Baguzia Forge in EDZ and achieve maximum temper to finish this key mold. And at that point we should get the key dropped and finally be able to open that box. Now though, back to the section where we need to collect Watcher's lenses on Leviathan. We'll actually have to kill every Watcher on Leviathan to complete this step, and that means we need to visit every room in Underbelly, and there's a pretty good route that you can take for this solo. So you go to Leviathan on Nessus, it's on the bottom of the map. When you spawn in, you'll need to drop down onto the lower level of this walkway. There are a series of levers in the room at the end right here. You'll have to activate the levers in the order you can see on screen. In case you've never done this, it is possible to do solo, as you can see right here, although it is easier with a teammate. But once you've got that done, you can head to the pipe entrance right here, and now we can head through and kill all of the Watchers. Follow the route on screen. The first rooms we're going to head through would be Transfer and Armory. Now here at the transfer door, I actually choose to run straight through and head to the armory room because we are actually going to have to backtrack here. Of course you can clear transfer first if you want to, but what you're seeing right now is the route to the armory. But now we're here at the armory, so we can head inside. The Watchers are these robots that you can see on the ground. You can kill them, but once they detect you, they'll become immune and bring up a shield. You simply need to clear the room of enemies to take those shields off, and then you can kill all of the Watchers. And when you kill the Watcher robots, each of them will drop a lens, and these are the 24 lenses that you'll need to collect in the Underbelly. And once you've done the armory room, you can turn back around, head out of the door, and follow the route on screen. We're now back at Transfer, which is the first room I came through, so I clear this one out for the first time right here, and then heading through the door in the bottom of the room, we can go back down the ramps towards where we started, but this time take it right and head to the engine room. Once this room is cleared, we head out of the door on the bottom left-hand side, and you can follow the route I'm showing you on screen through the ventilator. If you've never been in here, then there is a fan mechanism. You can actually deactivate the fans, and generally what you'll want to do is wait until a fan stops spinning in front of you, then head down that section of the pipeline, and hold X on the console at the end to deactivate the fan and give yourself enough time to head through. Conduit is the next room that we'll need to clear, so you can follow the route on screen. At the end of the big drop here, we have the conduit. Like all of the other rooms, you'll need to clear it, but once you're done, you can activate the fan and head back up the same way that you came. And now we're going to head back to pipeline, which is the route you can see on screen. So this is the pipeline room. The thing to note about this one is that there will be 2 watchers on the top level, but there is also a lower level that will have another 2 watchers, and ads will spawn on both levels. As a quick note, when you've cleared the room, on the lower level, if you need to head back up to the top, there is a fan lift lit up in one of the corners that you can see right here. Once that room is cleared, you can go to the top level, head to the back side of the room where you'll see this red pipe, head through here and once again follow the route on screen as we head towards the drain room. Now we're in Drain, you'll need to kill all of these watchers, and that should be all of the watcher lenses collected that you need for this step of the quest, and then you can head on to collecting Glimmering Amethyst from chests. So that's the bulk of the guide, guys. I just wanted to break down all of the locations inside of the Leviathan. Once again, that description does say defeat all watchers on Leviathan, and that suggests that there will be an individual item drop from each one that you kill, so I hope that section of the guide has been useful. Once this box opens up though, spoiler alert, it will actually give us a decryption device as opposed to a weapon. Ada 1 will reward us with an unidentified weapon frame. This will have a bunch of other steps, including collecting radiant phase glass in the Pyramidion, some other mission content, and then finally forging the weapon at Beguzia. So all in all, it's definitely a very lengthy quest. I will keep you posted when the mysterious box is fully opened, the reward, necessary guides and reviews for all that stuff. But guys, I hope this little video has been helpful. If it has, a like is very much appreciated down below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny content. But for now, thanks as always for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.